And one more time, welcome to the show. My name is Olli Mustonen, and I'm very happy to be here to sharing you what is about company called Zinzino. And uh, and first of all, I wanna introduce my guest, Mr. Jakob Spijker, COO of company Zinzino. Welcome, Jakob, to remotely to Finland.
Thank you, Olli, and nice to see you all, or at least I see some of you, but I see some familiar names, so it's good to see you.
And today's program is roughly the following. Jakob will share what how does the life of Zinzino and the future look like from the company point of view. What's the big picture? I'll reveal a little bit about the business model and our product line, and then if there's time, then we can have short questions and answers. But first of all, before we go on, there's one reason why I'm wearing Zinzino hoodie today instead of, for example, a black suit. This week we have a slush event in Helsinki, Finland, starting tomorrow. If you don't know slush, it's one of the biggest startup events that take place anywhere, and I'm so proud that Finland has that kind of event. But actually been involved in two startups myself, and I know that it's a long way to make it profitable, and even longer way to make it a unicorn, as everybody promises. I dare to say that what we have here today is more potential business case than approximately 99% of those startups that or scale-ups that are presented in Slush, and more. What is more, there is basically no risk to start to scale this project. But before I go further, I let first Mr. Jakob Spijker share how does the world look like from Zinzino head office. Stage is yours, Jakob.
Thank you, Olli. That was a nice introduction and nice to see you all. Thank you for the invitation. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, Olli, that you gave me the honor to join here, and that's, of course, I do that gladly. I promised Olli yesterday that I will send my presentation to him this morning, which was like I sent it 30 minutes ago. And the only excuse I had was that I was in meetings all the time, the whole day. So that's, but yeah, nevertheless, I just sent it to
No
you,
worries, no worries.
Olli, and I hope it's okay. And I told him anyway that I'm going to share it myself because I trust myself the best. So let's see. My name is Jakob Spijker. I've been, maybe you can give me the permission to share, Olli, or whoever that is. But I've been with Zinzino now for 14 years almost. I started in 2012, the 1st of January. And I can say that I see some names here that were already there. And I think there is also some names that maybe just have started or just started a couple of years ago. But it was totally different. And I just came, one of the meetings that I had today was between 2 and 4 Swedish time, was with the management, because I think, Olli, that because you're sharing, I cannot share anyway. So either you take away your sharing and then I can share. Maybe now I can try. Let me just see. Yeah, now it's going well. That's good.
Only
Thank
now
you.
I realized that I've been sharing all the time, which I didn't know. But
No, but that's okay. That's okay. But I have been. We had this management meeting today, and we were talking about actually where we are right now, and it's actually crazy to see where we are actually right now compared to where we come from. And I also see Manu here. I mean, Manu was with us also from the beginning, and I mean that was crazy times, and it's crazy times now as well. But we just I just heard during that management meeting that we surpass the total sales from last year, which was in your money, in euro money, it was 2.1 billion euros, and we surpassed that already after 9 months this year. So now the last 3 months start, and those, well, they already have been starting, but those 3 months are the best period, the best quarter in the year for us. So you can just imagine what will come the last couple of months and where that will bring us. And I have some insights on why I think that we have made the decisions and why we do the things that brings us this, yeah, this flow and this success, and that we are actually very, I would say, very cautious with what we have, and truly am amazed by that, but also cautious in terms of, okay, but I also see companies that have done the same travel, and they are not doing the same as we do right now, which is actually, you need to be thinking about that every day as well. But what I'm going to talk about is actually Zinzino. What does that mean? I sometimes get that question, and it means that it's a small piece with great value. And I think that we're not that small anymore, I would say. When you reach around 3.1, 3.2 billion euros, because that's what we were aiming for the last couple of months, to reach that at the end, then you can't say that you're a small company anymore. But we have a very great value, I think, and I think that where we are now is just, it tells us that also 2026 will be a very exciting year for us. And I can't predict the future, of course, but I already know that since we have this growth that we have had this year, it already gives us security where we are heading to in 2026, which is obviously very good. I will tell you about our vision. Our vision is, of course, to make a change in people's lives. You probably all know that. But I just want you to know that at the office where I'm actually sitting right now, we have that on the walls here. And I know that a lot of the Finnish leaders, they have been here at the office visiting us. And we love that when partners are visiting the head office here in Gothenburg. And for you who don't know that, we are here with approximately 140, 150 people. We are more than 250 globally, but we have only one nice office, I would say, and that's here in Gothenburg on the west coast of Sweden. All the other people are mostly, and I would say 90%, working from home. And that's a part of the strategy why we are doing well, I think. There is many companies that don't do so well as we do, but there is a lot of reasons for that. And I don't like to talk about, other companies. I only know actually what we do and why we do the things that we do. But if I talk to either partners or people who are being part of our team, but coming from another company, everyone tells me the same thing. And that's always that it is a little bit different here, Jakob. It works different. There's another kind of culture in the company. And I think that's, yeah, maybe the main reason. Of course, you can talk about the products, what we have the focus on. So I think we're very focused on being a little bit better every day. And that sounds like almost like a commercial ad that you try to get better every day. But it is about these small wins and these small, I would say, things that you are getting better at, that makes us on the long term a much better company than we were for 12 years ago or 14 years ago when I started. And I can tell you we did well at that time as well, but we were not the same we didn't have the same kind of focus. We for sure did not have the products that we have right now. We only sold the coffee. And I can tell you there is still people, even in your country, that only work with the coffee, either as a customer or as partners. And that's fine. But at that point, we had 100% sales coffee. And that was 8 million euros a year. And just to give you an example in terms of because people who are just joining, they just think that, yeah, great company and they do this and this in sales. But when I started in Zinzino, that's 14 years ago, we did the same yearly sales of what we do now in 2 weeks, approximately 2 weeks. So 2 weeks was then the sales of 52 weeks. So it gives you, a little bit, yeah, the vision of how it looked then. But already then we had a vision and we had a focus of getting better. We are a very goals-driven company. So every year after the annual event in Oslo, where I hope you all were, and if you were not there, then please reserve for next year. It's the last weekend of October when we go to Oslo again. But that weekend, we all in the management and the sales directors, we stay for another 4 days, and in Oslo, and there we have Ørjan there, the founder. We have Dag, of course, there as the CEO, and we have everyone in the management and the sales directors making our goals ready for next year. And it's not goals that is like, we don't think that 10% growth is exciting anymore. It's actually, we're very disappointed when we are getting 10% growth. It's not what we aim for. Last year we already had 40%, and I do really think that we can aim 50% this year, which is actually, I can tell you there are only a handful companies, and we talked about that in the leader in the management meeting. There is only 3 or 4 companies that do so well financially and have the growth figures that we have. Only 3 or 4 of them, and those are the big ones, I can tell you that. But the other ones, mostly they are actually struggling, and it's just because they don't have maybe a clear vision. They definitely not have the focus. They are not that goal driven, and I think, or we think, that their products is not either always that good. But some of them, they are good. I think that why we think we are the best is actually because I think that we do things differently. And first and foremost, I need to mention the owners, because the owners, Ørjan and Hilde, they are, and I've told this many times, even this year during events and stuff like that. But I'm actually unsure if I was in Finland this year. I don't think so. So I'm happy to join an event next year with you guys live. But what I always do see is that most companies, the owners, are just like a beautiful picture on the wall. And that's not who Ørjan and Hilde are. They are very engaged in our company. So they are in the field, but their compensation is built on what they actually produce in the field, just like you guys. And I can tell you there is not many of these companies that have that kind of leadership, because Ørjan is at least 1 time a month also here and thinking with us, he's a visionary, so he has a lot of ideas, but he shares so much with us, being the headquarters, being the company, that it gives us so many benefits. And obviously he's working very close with Dag and Hilde, of course, as the co-owner as well. But so it's a very flat organization, I would say. Dag is here now at the moment. He's almost every week here. If not, then it's every other week. He's traveling from Oslo here to be here with us for 2 or 3 days a week. And what I also do think is a big difference is, of course, the quality of the products. And I don't want to go into deep into the products, but the products that we have, they make things change for people's lives. I see that every day. I've been here now for 14 years, and the things that we hear and see from customers who are coming here or who we talk to during the phone, that the results is amazing. And if, of course, it started all with the balance oil together with the balance test, and that's when we hit this double-digit growth every year since 2012. Another thing is also that I think that we have a very, very close relationship to the field, which is not that common either. as I already told you, Ollie, we love when people are coming here visiting us. We will have quite a big group from the Benelux in the beginning of December, and we take them to, it's an incentive trip to them. The only thing we ask them is to come over here, but then here they are 2 days here. We have dinners with them, we have lunch with them, presentations from everyone in the areas where we are working for, but also bringing them to a Christmas dinner in the evening. And those things are a little bit, I would say, unforgettable for partners out there. There are still partners out there that even doubt if we even have a real office, but I can assure you we have that here. But that's also the only office, the official office we have in the world. We have one in Turkey because the rules in Turkey tell us that we need to have one. You cannot have a company there without an office. But I can tell you, the office in Turkey, it's like I'm sitting here in this office, it's like 2 times 3 meters. It's even smaller. It's just a place which we need to have. And we don't believe in having offices in India, in China, in the US, because it only puts overhead costs, and those costs is better to spend in the field to make sure that you guys have, we can still have the 47, 48% of compensation that we pay to all the partners. And if we can increase that with 1% by not having offices around the world, then we will do that because that's more important for us. It's not the office who makes us best. It's actually the partners that makes us best. And together with the products, with the owners, with us, of course, here at the company. And that's, I think, a good combination of all those things. I can tell you, Ollie, and everyone else here in the call, that I've heard so many strange stories from people joining us from another company, people who want to join us from another company, and actually people who where we have these mergers and acquisitions, because that's a big part of our strategy, having mergers and acquisitions. And I will tell you a little bit about that. But first, Ollie, I'm going to show you this picture. This is Stefan Mühl. He is the sales director for the DACH region, so Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, which is by far the largest region for us. It's almost 25% of the sales. And this is actually what we do also in these strategy meetings in Oslo. We go to Holmenkollen, where we actually do the zip line from this. So we also have a little bit of fun, because I think you sometimes need to have a little bit fun, and also challenging the people that, hey, it's high, it's steep, but let's go. And everyone did that actually. The mergers and acquisitions, I will tell you a little bit about that, why we do that. Of course, it gives us a lot of distribution power and field leaders. So I can tell you that in the existing markets, without the new companies that we have acquired, we are also growing. But the taking over of these companies is giving us a boost for that. We will also have a lot of good products, because most of the companies which we actually merge with or doing an acquisition will give us products, but even more important, the intellectual property. So the ingredients and the stuff behind it, which is like only our products. It will only get our products, ingredients, patents already. It will give us new markets. We just have opened, I would say, Japan last week, and that is because we took over the company BodyPro. And that they had their biggest market was Japan, so we needed to add Japan to one of the countries. So that's also a benefit, that it will give us new markets and also the knowledge of new regulations and also people. So it will give us new staff members, new people from other companies that actually are working with us now as being a Zinzino corporate staff, but having the knowledge about products, about compliance, about support. And I would say that in general, when we take over companies, we always have 2 or 3 people that we bring with us. It might be people in the US, it might be people in Japan that are going to work for us from home, but making sure that the transition from, in this case, BodyPro or Truvi, the other company that we took over, that will go as smooth as possible. And then we have a lot of local events. I was actually very happy when Olli, you invited me to this, because it tells me that you have a lot of activity. It's what is it? It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday evening, and here in Sweden it's almost 5:30. It's 6:30 in your country, but it tells me that people are excited. You know, they are going to go to local events. We have a lot of countries where they do now regional events, so smaller events. Let's say that you have you have one event this weekend in Helsinki, and it's open for everyone. Everyone can go there if they want to. And next week you have in Tampere, or you have in Lahti the week after that. And that creates so much excitement and also results. And those mergers and those acquisitions, it will scale our business financially. It costs some money, of course, to take over companies, but we almost do that in a very safe and secure way, with paying the companies with paying with shares. That is less, I would say, less risky, and you get so much more. You get so much more sales, because you bring in the sales from those companies. You bring that into Zinzino, and it's a lot of companies out there that is actually struggling a little bit. So many of them are just up for grabbing there, and I think that that's a good thing. That's why we can build this company further with a good growth, with relatively low risk. And of course, not all we're also quite clear with when we take over here, zero point 0.5 people in corporate competence. You just need to make sure that they have the right competence, but also the right culture to fit into Zinzino. And if they don't, we just say goodbye to them, because we want to move on and we want to go further. But there is a lot of good people that help us also get better. And this is just, and it's, if you think about it, it's actually a lot of companies during all of these years which we actually took over. So we own parts of Faun, almost everything. We have done 2 years ago ACN. We have done Hans, so Hans and Heidi. So we still have products from them. VMA Life company, the first steps we set in Asia was with VMA Life. Servita last year. Bioactive Foods, that's the entrance from the balance oil and the balance test. And Celis last year. Plantionics, I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter so I can read everything, but BodyPro and Truvi were the last ones. A couple of months before that, it was Valentis Global, and Plantionics. That's this one, Plantionics. That's actually you don't find that. I don't know if many of you were in Oslo at the annual event, but you saw the CEO of that company there. The Plantionics will make sure that we are secure and safe with what we do right now in terms of creating the balanced oil for I don't know how many years. It's like it will give us a lot of benefits. It will give us the possibility to not create omega-3 from fishes, but from the algae. And that's a big step into the future. If you think about that, it's actually crazy that we have pulled this thing off, to be honest. Clianti here on the top, it's actually our that's these guys. This is an old picture from Dag and Örjan, and those people there in the middle, the knowledge they have about olives and olive oil, that's like it's you can't put a value on that. It gives us so much value. This is the older guy in the middle is the father of this guy, And they are, sorry, I get so excited, Olli. They are the owners of Chianti. I just, I hope, I hope it's getting a little bit better. They are the owners of Chianti, and we own that company for more than 50%. So we have basically the knowledge and the access to in Cyprus to all of these amazing products that we have, for example, in the premium balance oil. And then the last one, which we took over last week, that's a company from Mexico. It's called Sanki. They are their products. It's only 4 products that they have. They are only distributing in the United States, Mexico, Colombia, and Peru. And this is their this is their website, and their products is postbiotics. That's what they have. So it's a great access, and it's a great product that will align with the products that we actually have. And it's these 4 products. I would say the branding, I don't know if that's because it basically looks like it's from 4 different companies. That's not, it's the same company, it's Sanki. We will have these products also in Europe, at least 3 of them. But it's going to take some time because we need to adjust some of the ingredients that it goes well with the regulations here in Europe. It's a little bit harder regulations than in the US and in Mexico. That's why we need to adjust them a little. But we will start in Peru, Colombia, United States, and Mexico. And at one point, it will also come to Europe, some of these products. But that's the last thing I want to say. The last thing I want to say, Olli, about this is that the products that we bring with the acquiring of these companies, it's a little bit surviving of the fittest, because when you take over those kind of companies, the owners of that company will always say, oh, we have so many good products. You need to keep them all, Jakob. You need to have them all. And then sometimes it shows, we had that also in Hans and Heidi, that some of the products they actually don't sell, but they have so much emotions in it because they created the products. But what we then do is to take over the stock. We're going to put them out for sales. And if there is a product or 2 or 10 products that don't sell, we don't rebrand them into Zinzino. But the ones who are the biggest ones and who we like the most, we're going to brand them to Zinzino and then sell again. Like we did now with Celis. If you have the Celis products, so the Phycocide, that's now in beautiful dark blue Zinzino branding. So that's actually what I 1729. I think I made it in time, Olli. I hope I did. Of course, there is you can ask me some questions, but that's why I think it's the perfect start to be in Zinzino. Sometimes I get that question: why should I start now? You know, should I not wait? But it is actually, and I've said so many years, it's always a good moment to start. But what we do now, and I can really tell you without, I'm not able to tell you all the things that we have, but the plans we have for 20, if you think that 2025 was a lot of things happening, then you will be, you will be shocked what we are going to do in 2026. I can tell you that. So, but back to you, Olli, and I also want to tell you guys that I'm very happy and proud to have you as one of the oldest markets in Zinzino, and happy that the growth trend is actually going back again a little. So that's good. We need Finland. Okay, Olli.
Thank you, Jakob, so much. This was a huge pleasure. Before I go to any further to have our core products and our business model in nutshell for those who are not aware of that. Are you, Jakob, still available in after 10 or 15 minutes if we have some Q&A?
I am. Yes.
Great.
Yes. No problem.
Before I go further, I'd like to point a few things out of Jakob's presentations. As in the beginning we discussed about startups, or at least I had some monologue about startups. Jakob mentioned things like 250 employees, huge head office, several offices around the world, all these product development, all these mergers and acquisitions which has been made during last years, and in the maybe most important 10 plus years ago, this bioactive food with brought us balance oil and balance test. But if you go to Slush tomorrow, there are thousands of startup entrepreneurs. As the mentor as Mr. Randy Gates, the mentor of our founders, might say, those startup founders would crawl naked on glass if they had something like what Zinzino is offering for free to partners like myself and many others in this Zoom. This is absolutely crazy. We just join in, start to talk about the business opportunity or the product line of potential partners and customers, and the company takes care of all the hard work, all the risks, all the dirty stuff, which usually company owners have to do by themselves. Get the funding, then have some runtime before the next funding, and then someday little percentage of those startups will be profitable. And I'm not talking about against startups. As I said, I'm a founder myself, and it's a great place to be in. But for example, as a side hustle to build a project like Zinzino, it can be the best choice of anyone's life. I also have a short presentation here, and we go first to this slide that changed my life. Maybe it changes yours, I don't know. But this is called cash flow quadrant. It's originally invented by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, who is an American real estate mogul and nowadays a business coach also. There are 4 ways to make money. You're an employee, meaning that you have a job, or you're self-employed, you own a job. You can be a dentist, lawyer, do some health wellness thing. Anyway, you are trading your time to money, just like an employee. On the right side of this quadrant, there are business owners who have a system which is running even if the business owner is sleeping or is on holiday. And investor is making money with more money using money. The interesting part is that 90% of people are here on the left side of the quadrant, but only 5% of the 10% of world's money is on the left side, and the other side is vice versa. Small number of people, but almost all the money is here. What we offer here is that you can keep your job, you can keep your business, or you can keep whatever you have and build it and enjoy your income. But start to go step by step, little by little, to the right side of the quadrant as a business owner. Because Zinzino is all about bringing you cash flow, which you can scale, and we will soon check how to scale it. Why this picture changed my life was because I was in a business school, Turku School of Economics, and that time nobody spoke about these kind of things, and I still can't understand why. Everybody was saying that get a degree and have a job, and there's nothing bad to have a job, especially if you like the company and you get like the compensation and you have some meaning. But to have multiple incomes nowadays, that's where the company is going, and starting as a business owner or becoming a business owner eventually may be something that more or less everybody at least should consider. Zinzino is the world leader in test-based nutrition, and our vision is to be globally the biggest player in preventative healthcare. These are big statements, and soon we're gonna, from corporate side, Jakob showed you a few big things, and I will kind of go to the basics. 20 years old company, not anymore a startup, and publicly listed, which means that everything is transparent. You can, if you're interested, I recommend you to check the latest press releases and financial reports of the company, and then you can make your own maths. Very strong economical foundation, double-digit growth, and now we are developing our products, which we're going to talk soon, more than 200 countries, and the development has been enormous. When I heard about Zinzino first time, we were mainly in the Nordics and in Baltics, selling balance oil and coffee. And in Trustpilot, which is this platform where people give ratings to products and services, the average is 4.2 stars. 80% of people give 5 stars or 4 stars. And this kind of growth trend is breathtaking, I dare to say, because every single year we have been growing, and in most years double digits. We reached almost 200 million euros next year, but as Jakob said, our growth this year is going to be 50 to 60%. It has been so far 60%, but it means that we will reach 300 million euros this year.
Yeah, Olli,
yeah,
I
please.
said 3 billion, but I was thinking about Swedish, so it's like you're right. It's 200, and next year or this year it will be over 300. So sorry.
Exactly, because the company's headquarters is in Sweden, therefore all the figures are in Swedish crowns, and we talk about euros because it's easier for us. But you can ask from AI, for example, that how many companies there are, no matter which business, that are 20 years growing all the time, no debt, and are showing 50 to 60% growth from 200 million to 300 million. There are just a handful of them in all businesses, and we are just in the beginning. Because going on from guest-based to test-based nutrition is a global megatrend. That's what we are doing. Huge numbers of people are taking omega-3 and other supplements, and we believe that most people want to know if the supplements actually are working or not. We reached 1 million tested people 2 years ago, but the goal is to have 1 billion people tested by 2050. And when people are tested, usually it reveals something that they have not been aware of. I will soon tell you what is balance test, but 97% of people fail the test. And talking about testing, we have been adding new tests year after year to our portfolio. We are currently testing 4 crucial things of a human being. Balance test, which is our cornerstone, it's measuring what kind of fats have you been eating, how is your cell functions, what are your omega levels. Vitamin D test is also extremely important to know concerning your immunity and your bone functions, for example. Gut health test is the newcomer. Product development spent, I think, like 6 years to find a way how to measure your gut health without going to toilet. And here the picture on the right shows you what's the test method. It's a normal way to test certain things, for example, in any laboratory, just to take some blood from your fingertip and send the sample to Oslo to Vitas Analytical Services, which is an independent laboratory, 31 years old, cooperating with us and other partners, including several top universities in the world. And the 4th test is measuring your long-term blood sugar, which means, in other words, how likely you are get to the biggest burden of the healthcare in the world, which is type 2 diabetes. About balance test, the question is that do you want to know are you in danger zone or ideal ratio? It's about omega-6 to omega-3 balance. I don't go to deep details now. You can ask your friend later, but it's a huge factor in showing where you are and what is your likelihood to where you want to be in the future. And we have tested now more than 1,500,000 people. This is the biggest data bank of fatty acids in the whole world. Everybody knows that omega-3 is important and fish is healthy, right? But but how many actually know how important thing is this is and how many people are in balance or not. We in the end of the summer in August, we actually published the biggest peer-reviewed study about omega-63 situation in the whole world, and the cruel fact is that the situation is dangerously bad in the whole world. How to fix this? Because the same study revealed that the normal fish oil products don't work. They don't bring you to the balance that is recommended by the science. Solution is here, and we call it balance oil. It's so much more than fish oil. It's made in a way that it doesn't get oxidized in your body. Therefore, the effect when you take a second test in 4 months, 95% of people get to recommended balance after 120 days. This is something that makes me even almost emotional. That how many companies have a product that can testing system and a product that can solve that you can show that here is the situation, here is what the competitors can do, and here is the product that can really solve this kind of problem as fatty acid balance. Gut health test is, as I mentioned, the newcomer. Traditional gut health tests are usually that you have to go to the toilet, get a sample, not very the nicest way to get tested. But this is actually not only very easy to make, but it's also showing what is really happening in your body. Is your body in like a run or fight mode, or is there a balance? Or also from this point of view, you can ask more information, for example, a video from your friend about what is gut health test measuring. But also this is a total game changer. Product development department told that this is like moon landing, that we can measure gut health like this. Here are a product combination. Here is a product combination that we call Zinzino Health Protocol. And we have several other products, but these are the main products in our portfolio. If you want to choose 1, 2, or 3, I would probably start with these. Balance oil, as discussed, it brings you to your fatty acids to balance, makes your cell functions working normally. Xenobiotic, it's taking care of your gut. 8 different fibers, and now you can even add the gut test to this. For example, I made this gut health test, which revealed that I need more fiber. I will now change my diet and make another test later on. And Zinzino Extend is much more than multivitamin. There are all the needed vitamins and minerals, but so many other things. Again, I recommend you to check this with your friend as well, because we wouldn't have enough time to talk about what is in the Extend and why those things are so cool. So if the company releases a product, it must be somehow extraordinary. We don't have Me Too products. We want to be the best in what we are doing. But again, how to create a business out of this? If you want to be just a customer, you can stop this video or recording now and talk about the product with your friend. But if you talk about business and if you talk about side hustles, there are now more than ever ways to make money. You can start as an affiliate marketer, you can start any kind of e-commerce online business. But what if you could scale it? What if you could partner with extremely trustworthy, transparent company which is growing like crazy? That's again that you could think about as an option. Because in our compensation plan, this is not just selling. You can you can just sell the products. That's okay. But there's other possibility. Make the friends you know healthier, make them tested, or you can also build a team. Building a team means that we have, without any financial or geographical or any other limits, we can register new business partners like myself from anywhere in the world, almost all the countries that are opened by Zinzino. And Zinzino pays from the turnover half back to partners like us, which means 100 million almost last year and approximately 150 million euros this year. And the possibility that we have this team building opportunity, this means that this is leverage sales and this is scalable. Again, every startup says that we have a globally scalable platform, but how many actually deliver it? That's another question. But Zinzino has shown in 20 years that this project, this platform really scales. I recommend you to check also from your friend how to start the business, what are the first fast start bonuses and more details about earnings. Now I show you only this figure, which shows you different monthly paychecks that you can get out of Zinzino. For most people, this Zinzino is a side hustle. You can earn, for example, 200, 350 or even 1,000 euros a month, and that way partially change your life, pay off your other debts or multiply your possibilities to invest money somewhere, increase your savings, or make a couple of nice holidays per year. Or you can make this a full-time job to yourself. Then you are somewhere in diamond, director, crown level, or you can go totally crazy. We have numerous examples of people who have no sales background, no business background, and no direct selling background, reaching levels like Black Ambassador or even higher. This is not easy. There is no easy business in the whole world legally, as far as I know. But the risks are minimal. You just buy products and tests for your own use, and then you start to talk about this together with your team and with the support of the head office, Jakob and the others. And all the businesses are about timing. Our goal this year is to have 1 million customers, then 10 years from now, 20 million customers, and later on 100 million customers. So for anybody who is starting to do something new, change his or her life, or at least have a nice side hustle income, this is the timing to start with us. So the question is now that what resonates you more, health and wellness, or health, wellness, and wealth? These are the questions you can consider today. And I'm very grateful for you being online or watching this video. I'm gonna stop this recording soon before we go to possible questions and answers. But from the friend you invited to this Zoom or sent you the link to this recording, I recommend that book a meeting. Call him or her as soon as possible. Ask questions you want to know about Zinzino, about products, about company, about Complan, and make good decisions. What are good in your life right now? Thank you so much.